A while back on my channel, I showed you this affordable air quality meter. It does 5 different things. The first thing it does, it measures the particulate matter in the air. Here it says 1.0, that's the particle size. 2.5 is right here, and 10. And the other 4 things it measures are humidity, temperature, HCHO, which is formaldehyde in the air, and TVOC, which is total volatile organic compounds. Considering the low price of this unit, it does work well, and as you can see, all this time has passed since this video was made showing this device, and it still works just fine. Many viewers asked me at the time if it also had the ability to check for toxic gases such as carbon monoxide, hydrogen sulfide, known as sewer gas or swamp gas, and some people also wanted to know if it could tell you the oxygen concentration in the air and let you know if there's any flammable gases. And of course, due to the lower price range of this tester, it does not do any of those things. So in this video, I'm going to show you another tester that's a complement to this one. Right here, you're looking at a 4-in-1 gas monitor made by Smart Sensor. It's model ST8900. Included with this unit is a plastic carrying case, along with a USB charging cable, instruction manual, and calibration certificate. The case is very durable, and the unit weighs around 360 grams or just over 3/4 of a pound. So it does have some weight. You have an LCD screen. You'll see when I power it up. Inside this unit is a lithium polymer battery. It's removable. It's a BL9C, and it's a similar type that would go in a cell phone. It has 3 contact points. When I open up this unit later to show you everything on the inside, you'll see the battery as well. Over here is where the USB cable would connect to charge the internal lithium polymer battery. This rubber seal goes around both halves of this unit. Take a look at the back side here. You have your LED lights that are going to flash when a limit has been exceeded that you can set. I'll show you in the video. And here's a look at the back of the unit. Over here you can see the gases it measures. Oxygen up to 30% by volume. Hydrogen sulfide 500 parts per million. Carbon monoxide up to 999 parts per million. And over here combustible gas, it says 0 to 100% lower explosive limit. Very nice stainless steel clip here. Secure it right to your uniform. Clamp it back down, and you also have this connection here if you want to hang it on a wall. Right here you can see 2 brass threaded inserts. The purpose of that was before this left the factory, it was calibrated. It just holds the test source gases directly over these sensors for the calibration procedure. This unit can measure oxygen, hydrogen sulfide, carbon monoxide, and all types of flammable gases. The BL9C lithium polymer battery installed inside this unit has a 6-hour battery life as long as the vibration alert is not going. This unit will give you a visual alert with LEDs. It will vibrate in your hand, and it will also beep. Not only is this a good tester to have around your home if you're concerned about toxic gases, it's also extremely useful if you're into mining. Okay, so let's power this up. You can see there are 4 membrane switches. You have a down and up and enter and a power button. So push and hold for a second. Just have to wait for this to go all the way down to 0, and the tester is ready to go. Alright, you can see the oxygen concentration, 20.9%. When I got this, this was the one thing I had to recalibrate, and it was very simple to do. It was coming in around 18.5 and the alarm was going off. So I'm going to show you what to do to set it properly. And these 3 here, the LEL, lower explosive limit, carbon monoxide, and the hydrogen sulfide, you do not want to adjust the settings from the factory. If you do, it's not going to be accurate. You need those test sources to properly calibrate the unit for these 3. Over here's the battery. It's a little low. I should have charged it up down to 1 bar. Hopefully it holds up. So let's see here. I'm going to push the down button. Push and hold it. That says APO. That's auto power off on. Or you can make it auto power off. So we're going to leave it auto power on. Enter. Now if I go over here and I push the up once, now you're going to see it says P value. So this is the peak value. So the highest levels that you're going to come across during measurement are going to show up on this screen right over here. And if you wanted to reset it, all you would have to do is just push the enter button once, and it resets everything to the highest levels. So 20.9 is the concentration right now. And you can see all of these are still at 0 because there's no hydrogen sulfide, carbon monoxide, or flammable gases. To go back, just push this right here. So if we push this up arrow again and again, now you're into TWA, and you can see the clock flashing. What this is a time-weighted average. So you're going to have an average of only the toxic gases over an 8-hour period. After a day's work, you're going to have your averages right here. When you power the unit off, it's going to reset everything. So if I push this right here, now it says STEL. So what that is short-term exposure limit. And that's going to be over 15 minutes. It's going to average everything right here over the 15-minute period and place it in the same area. Just like the other setting, when you power the unit off, it's going to reset. Right here, in case you couldn't see it before, it says LEL, and you can see down here COPPM. Now let me show you how to set the lower and upper limit alarms. So I'm going to push this right here for 2 seconds. Now it says ALM low. So if you want to have the oxygen alarm trigger, you're going to change it right there. So you push enter. It's flashing. You can go up and down. I can make it trigger at 19.8, or I can bring it all the way down very low to whatever level I desire. So I'm just going to leave it at 18.5. Hit enter. And it goes here. Hydrogen sulfide, a different value. I can change it right here. And over here, I could do the carbon monoxide. Once that's done, I can push this again. Now you can see the settings could be adjusted at the high end. You would simply push enter. If you don't want to do anything with it, just skip it. Now you're here, go to each one, change the values, and you're good to go. And if I push this, now this is your TWA alarm, which is your time-weighted alarm. You can leave these settings as is, or you can also change those. And the same thing applies for the short-term exposure limit. So if I push this, it should bring us there. Yep, same thing. All right. And now we're back to these settings. Push this button once, and it brings you back to the main screen. Now let me show you what to do if you get this unit and you notice that the oxygen is not calibrated properly, or if these zeros are not set at 0. First thing you want to do is go into setup mode. So push the up and down arrows together. And now you're going to enter the code 123. The 1 is there. There's 2. And 3. Now we're into this section here. These settings here you do not want to touch unless you have the calibration sources on hand. So we're going to be concentrating on the oxygen only, and you can see in this screen right here, you can't do anything for the oxygen, only these 3. So let me move over to the oxygen. Okay, I'm going to push it one more time. It says calibrating. Enter. And right now it's calibrating the oxygen sensor, and I believe it's this one right over here. And this is going to correct any issue you may have with this unit if you get it and the oxygen alarm is triggering. That's pretty good, so hit enter. These values you do not want to touch. Leave them alone, like I said earlier. So now I'm just going to push this. And once that's done, it's going to bring you back to the main screen, and you're going to have the right value show up on the meter. If you notice that you're in a very clean area and you know there's no contaminants, and these are not 0, these 3, let me show you how to set them. Same as before, 2 together. Enter the 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to push the up button, 0 calibrate, and hit enter. And then there you go. It's going to make all of these 0. Hit enter. You want to make sure it says PPP. That means pass, pass, pass. If you see anything that says fail, You're going to have to push the up arrow and repeat the calibration one more time. So that's all good. Now that you know how easy it is to set this up, let's check out each one of the sensors, make sure they work. The first one's going to be the LEL, that's the lower explosive limit. You can detect methane, natural gas, propane, butane. I'm going to take a little bit of butane from this lighter, place it over the sensor right here. Then you can see, it shot up, and it will go back to normal very shortly. As you just saw, it worked fine, and you can see that each one of these is set up to match the sensor. So the O2 is here, LEL is there, hydrogen sulfide is here, and the carbon monoxide sensor is located right here. Now let's take a look at carbon monoxide. Okay, I have a candle lit. I'm going to take the top of my blender, hold it directly over the candle for about 30 to 45 seconds, pull the candle away, and then take the tester and insert it into the bottom of the opening. You should be able to see that the oxygen level dropped and carbon monoxide is being detected. I'm going to insert this upside down because I want the sensors more towards the top. Oxygen is dropping. Carbon monoxide's 12, 13, 14, see it? Hopefully. 15. So it definitely works. Oxygen levels recovering with the cleaner air. Now let me apply more oxygen from a bottle directly over the sensor. See what happens to the reading. And you can see that worked very well. Okay, the last test is hydrogen sulfide, or H2S. We need to find a very good source of sewer gas. So let's take this outside. Okay, what I decided to do is take apart this clean out. It's only about 5 feet from a septic tank. And when I pulled this apart, there was definitely a rotten egg smell. So that's pretty good. It's an indication that there should be methane and or hydrogen sulfide gas. I'm going to leave this bag on top of it for about 15 minutes. Hopefully some collects, and then we'll try testing it. And as you just saw, there was a brief spike in the hydrogen sulfide, but a lot of carbon monoxide. The last thing I want to do is open up the unit. To power down is very simple. Push and hold. Wait for 3 beeps. Okay, the screws have been removed from this section here with the clip. You do have to wiggle this pretty hard to try and release it from the rest of the case. But once it comes off, you can see the battery is right there. Pull this up. And this is what it looks like. Pretty thick. Maybe 9-10 millimeters. Okay, here's what it looks like after a little bit of a struggle trying to separate both halves. I have the rubber seal, goes around the perimeter. You can see the sensor board has this pin header, plugs into over here. This board is a little bit of a temperature sensor right on top of that integrated circuit. And what I really like is that these two sensors here, the carbon monoxide and the hydrogen sulfide, are made by Honeywell, and this oxygen sensor is made in the UK. Guys, that is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, thanks for watching.